Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have traditionally been allies. Things have gone wrong. We chat about that this afternoon, and we're joined by former Ambassador, Senior Research Associate at Institute for Policy Studies in Islamabad, Ambassador Tajammul Altaf joins us live from Pakistan. Ambassador Tajammul, assalamu alaikum and welcome to the program.
My brother, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and thank you so very much for having me on Radio Islam International this evening.
The pleasure is absolutely ours. Perhaps you could begin by informing us and enlightening us as to what was the spark that started the spat between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia?
Let us look at this whole spat or misunderstanding or the development from two or three angles. Number one, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have maintained very close fraternal and relations between the two countries since long. This is nothing new, and we have been maintaining that relationship at different levels, and the latest level is that of strategic relationship and partnership between the two countries. And then, of course, two Muslim countries being the founding members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation is also an added advantage. Coming now to your question, what happened in the last few weeks? And the whole thing started from disturbing reports coming in Pakistani media and then picked up by foreign media that was aimed at perhaps sabotaging the historic partnership between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. Number one. Number two, what was the motivation behind these disturbing reports was that we believe in Muslim Ummah, and the OIC has taken a principled stance on Kashmir, and then some way, one way or the other, the media, Pakistani and foreign, try to link it with Saudi Arabia's economic support to Pakistan. And another factor came in when Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, came up with a statement which was off the hand, but of course that really created a real spat which you are mentioning too. And what was that statement that the foreign minister made, that he warned the OIC that if the OIC failed to meet Pakistan's expectation for calling a meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers on Kashmir, he would be compelled to ask Prime Minister Imran Khan to call a meeting of the Islamic countries that are ready to stand with us on the issue of Kashmir and support the oppressed Kashmiris, quote unquote. Now, keeping in view the language of this statement, I can say there had been different ways of communication between the two fraternal nations and brotherly countries, especially Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. The best forum would have been that the foreign minister of Pakistan, through diplomatic or political means, or we have also very close military-to-military relationship between the two countries, could have communicated that message to the Saudi authorities without making it public statement or media statements, which was picked up by the media and then blown out of proportion. And my take out of this whole situation is that speculative media accounts were also there. And what were these speculative accounts? That Saudi Arabia has helped Pakistan in the last couple of years with $6.2 billion relief and also payment of oil on deferred terms. And this is not a new arrangement. This has been also in the past. But the bottom line of this whole discussion is that after the illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir on 5th August 2019, the way we were expecting our Arab brothers, OIC, Saudi Arabia and others, UAE, to come up with a very forthcoming statement on the Kashmir dispute, and its resolution was unfortunately not forthcoming. And all these things were taken in such a way, showing to the world perhaps Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are not at good terms. That is a misconception, misunderstanding, and that will be taken care of by all means.
Yes. Now, if you look at the developments now in an effort to mend relations, the Pakistani army chief has arrived in Saudi Arabia. He's obviously there to mend ties. Do you think things after this visit will be normalized and it will be back to the old fraternal relationship between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia?
As you have mentioned, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have maintained very close defense cooperation, and that is not the story of a couple of years. We have been doing that since a long time, and we are partners, strategic partners in terms of security to counter terrorism and also to defend Harman Sharifan that had been done by Pakistan, and even Pakistan sent its army and troops to Saudi Arabia in 1990 when Iraq invaded Kuwait to protect the Saudi land. I mean, that historic defense cooperation, security cooperation is very much there. And the recent visit of the army chief to Saudi Arabia, of course, is a continuation of that relationship which is maturing over a period of time between the two countries. And to answer your question, yes, it is the right way to discuss the problems, misunderstandings, misperceptions, and speculations. And Army Chief's visit is going to be an important and significant step in the right direction. And then, of course, there will be, I'm sure, a number of other political and diplomatic overtures to overcome the current spat or misunderstanding, which, of course, is now under control.
We appreciate the update, Ambassador. Jazakumullah khair. Shukran for chatting to us and for giving us the full perspective on what has transpired. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Ambassador or former Ambassador Tajammul Altaf speaking to us from Islamabad, giving us the context through which we should be viewing the recent spat between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. And as he's been outlining, that it's a long-term relationship. It goes back a long way. And there has been misunderstanding. It all stems from the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi's comments to the OIC, saying that they will call for a special meeting, and that was misconstrued and as well as then magnified by media and putting this entire situation into the spotlight. It obviously seems, and naturally so, that the biggest losers in this spat would be Pakistan with the huge aid bailouts that they've been receiving, 6 billion deferred payments of oil, as well as the 1 million or more workers from Pakistan that you have in the kingdom. If they have to be sent home, that would be a huge catastrophe. So we certainly hope that these two Muslim countries will sort out the differences. It is unfortunate that you have, an issue like the Kashmir, where Muslim countries are reluctant to speak out because everyone's just looking out for their own interests.